Hello and welcome to Bangladesh Today. In yet another historic decision, the War Crimes Tribunal sentenced another prominent member of the Jamaat-e-Islami, Delwar Hossain Saidi, to death, thus bringing the country another step towards closure in the 1971 war crimes case. However, it triggered fierce clashes in the country, which left over 35 dead in one day alone. 73-year-old Delwar Hossain Saidi, Vice President of the Jamaat-e-Islami Party, was found guilty of charges of mass killing, rape, arson, looting and forcing minority Hindus to convert to Islam during the 1971 Independence War. The Jamaat-e-Islami has called for a day-long countrywide strike in anticipation of the verdict against Saidi, the third senior party member convicted by the tribunal. The strike call was largely ignored.
Today, the judgment has been passed from the ICT Tribunal 1 on the first case in this tribunal, which is Chief Prosecutor versus Delwar Hossain Saidi. He has been convicted to the highest as the death penalty, and the other out of 20, 8 charges have been proved without reasonable doubts, beyond reasonable doubts. So those comprises the killing, deportation, transformation, conversions, murder, rape, etc.
According to the police, at least 40 people were killed, including 4 policemen, and more than 300 injured in clashes between Jamaat activists and the police as soon as the sentencing of Said was announced. On January 21st, the tribunal sentenced Abul Kalam Azad, a former Jamaat member, to death in absentia after he was found guilty of torture, rape and genocide during Bangladesh's 1971 war to break away from Pakistan. In its second verdict on February 5th, the tribunal sentenced another senior Jamaat member, 64-year-old Abdul Qadir Mullah, to life in prison after he was found guilty of charges including murder, rape, torture and arson.
The Jamaat and Jamaati forces, the allied forces, they are very active, and they, as you know, they have shown in this country bombing in 63 districts within half an hour, 500 more than 500 bombs. They have shown 21st August in this country, and now I believe that it is logical for them to create panic for the opponents, and that panic, the extent of the panic, nobody is in a position to predict what is going to happen. But I can tell one thing with full authority, that they have the capacity to deploy their suicide bombers in this country. And if they think that this deployment of suicide bombers will resolve the problem in their favor, it will not happen. The reverse will happen again. So I think that this sit-in program has a very distinct time-bound objective. They have given time. They have submitted the whole thing for the parliament, not to the Prime Minister, not to the President, to the Speaker of the Parliament. And this is a very mature decision of these young people. And you see, many of us, I participated in 1971 War of Liberation. Many of us, we thought that these are immature people. It's not true. They are very mature people, because you look at the age structure of these people, and you look the age structure of the freedom fighters in 1971, same age structure. So the only difference is time, 41 years after 1971. So I think they will succeed.
The The sentencing of Saidi is the third verdict and is being hailed as a major victory of the people's movement for justice against war criminals.
আজকে অত্যন্ত ভালো লাগছে যে সাইদের মতো একজন কুলাঙ্গারের আজকে ফাঁসির রায় কার্যকর হয়েছে। এই দেশের এই জাতি কলঙ্ক মুক্ত হতে যাচ্ছে। আজকে জাতি থেকে কলঙ্ক মুক্ত হবে, আমাদের বাংলাদেশ কলঙ্ক মুক্ত হবে। আমি যে মুক্তিযুদ্ধের সঙ্গে সহযোগিতা করেছিলাম, আমার জীবন আমি আজকে সার্থক মনে করছি, ধন্য মনে করছি। যদি এই রাজাকার মুক্ত দেশ আমরা পাই, এটা দেখে যেতে পারি, এর চেয়ে বেশি আনন্দের বিষয় আমার কাছে আর কিছু নাই।
Social activist Badiul Alam Majumdar terms the raging war crimes protests in Bangladesh as unprecedented and hailed this as being a national high point in the country's history.
They felt that there was an injustice done. In the case of verdict of Qadir Mullah, they felt that he didn't get the highest punishment he deserved. For similar crime, Bachchu Razakar was given capital punishment, but Qadir Mullah was given life imprisonment, and the young people felt that they felt aggrieved, they felt that an injustice has been done. So this sense of injustice really galvanized this response, and it was an unprecedented response, and it was an explosion of responses. And it was started by a group of bloggers, and then it was joined in by others, the people of all walks of life, young, old, men, women, and all people of all walks of life. One of the four main demands of our or the main issues that brought people together during liberation, secularism and the democracy and all those, the four things that brought us together. Secularism is one of those. So people felt that this injustice and also what happened as a result of the judgment is a threat to that secularism that we uphold and we hold dear to us, and it may become a religious based country unless that is upheld. So these things really brought people together.
Majumdar further said that the whole country had been galvanized and energized by these tremendous youth protests against injustice.
They want Jamaat-e-Islami to be banned immediately. So this is I think is in a sense I would say that this is a high point in our national history. High point in the sense that people coming together and they are galvanized by some issues, and these issues are really important to not only to all Bangladeshis, but also I would say that all humanity, because these are crime against humanity, and there must be justice. Justice must be done, and they should be severely punished. I want to congratulate the government that they have taken this action, but I think they are a little bit late because it already raised some questions, giving retroactive effect in the international media. It raised some questions. More importantly, say for example in the case of Qadir Mullah, in out of 6 allegations against him, 5 were proven beyond reasonable doubt, and he was not given the highest punishment, capital punishment. But now the government would be able to appeal, and the one allegation which wasn't proven, and it may be difficult. It may be difficult to really prove it again, because the appellate division, the appeal court, I don't think they will have access to, or they will be bringing in new evidence based on the evidence that are before them, that would be before them. they will be making the judgment. They are already the one court didn't find those to be proven beyond reasonable doubt. So it is an impediment. It is a barrier to getting the highest punishment for Qadir Mullah. But at least government has taken that action. And also I hope not only they have already amended the law, I hope they will they will bring in competent lawyers to present the case before the appellate court, and they will do whatever they can to present the case in a way that the appellate division will change their mind and give Qadir Mullah the highest punishment possible.
Thousands of people in Dhaka's Shahbag Square, who've been protesting for weeks to demand the highest penalty for war criminals, burst into cheers as the third verdict was announced. The signs are there for all to see. Jamaat leaders are scared. Their reign of terror is all but over. Bangladeshis are reclaiming their politics and reclaiming their religion from the clutches of obscurantists. The jihadi brand of Islam perpetuated by the Jamaat is being rejected by Bangladeshis across the country. The Jamaat, angered by the sentencing of its top leaders, has continued with the only method it knows, of hartals, burning of vehicles and public property. It had called for a series of strikes even before the Shahbag revolution gathered momentum. The Jamaat activists attacked policemen with bombs and even firearms. Jamaat Shibir men took out a procession after the verdict and attacked shops and houses of Awami League activists and set fire to 2 temples of the Hindu community in Noakhali. The Jamaat-e-Islami has called for a 48-hour nationwide strike from Sunday to protest against the death penalty for Saeedi. Bangladeshis want closure to the wounds of 1971. Pakistani troops in 1971 attempted to quell a nationalist uprising in the then East Pakistan that was triggered by the jailing of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
They are within the peripheries of normal political decorum of letting be known their protests and the points of argument in a very, very peaceful manner. They are not really violent. This is one side. The second, the youth response, which I would like to call youthquake in Bangladesh, is not generically unprecedented. As I think of the present Shahbag Square youth explosion and youthquake, I am reminded of the 1969 mass uprising during the Pakistani period, which was also spearheaded entirely by the youth, and that was certainly the unprecedented public agitation, because public did join the youth in Pakistan period in 1969, which unseated the first Iron Man, the military dictator of Pakistan, the first military dictator, first Iron Man of Pakistan in 1969. And I see the same kind of youth response, which I've already called youthquake in Bangladesh.
The war ended 9 months later with the creation of Bangladesh after Indian forces helped defeat Pakistan's army. But in the process, about 3 million people died and about 200,000 women were raped. The War Crimes Tribunal, set up by Mujib's daughter, the current Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, is now bringing to justice the criminals of 1971. The crowds at Shahbag and elsewhere in the country mirror the anger that is still raging against the alleged mass murders, rapes and abductions 4 decades ago. Drawn to the protest movement are bloggers, writers, singers, teachers, students, Bengali speakers from India, Australia, Canada, Europe and many more countries. More on that in the coming episodes. Thank you for watching Bangladesh Today.